Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Cam Green, and this is Cam's Green Light. Say no more, say less. The brand, and I got my co-host, Bro, with me, Ro, and you know what I'm saying. We about to kick it
What's
off.
up?
You know what I'm saying. What's going on, bro? How you week been, bro?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. Can't complain.
You know what I'm saying. How you been moving in this quarantine?
Moving and grooving, man. For all my educators out there, shout out to y'all. It's been a very hectic, difficult, but yet rewarding time. So, anybody in education, I definitely salute you, man. What's up?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's give the people what they came here for. Uh, the topic of the week.
Let's get it, man.
So the topic that I came off across was a very interesting one, and it was in regards to the crab mentality,
Yeah.
also known as the crabs in a bucket mentality.
Okay.
You might ask, Ro,
Mm-hmm.
what is the crab mentality for people who, may never have heard that? So I'm going to operationalize it due to
Yeah,
our good
please.
friend Google. Good friend Google tells us that the crab mentality, also known as crab theory or crabs in a bucket mentality, is a way of thinking best described by the phrase, if I can't have it, neither can you. The metaphor is divine for a pattern of behavior noted in crabs when they are trapped in a bucket.
You said a pattern of behavior.
A pattern of behavior
Okay.
noted for when they are in a bucket or trapped in a bucket.
Okay, cool.
Trapped in a bucket, not just in no bucket.
Cool.
So, how can we apply that to real life now that we know this uh, actual definition?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. I want to kind of take a different approach to this because we know that if I can't have it, neither can you type of mentality,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna talk about that for sure.
Okay.
But right now, let's take a different approach of what someone who's not negatively looking at it as that and put it into a perspective of what if that crab, if you're in the bucket
Mm-hmm.
as a crab and you're crawling up and someone is grabbing onto you or another crab is grabbing onto that other crab
Mm-hmm.
to get out of the bucket and get to the top with that person.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put it in that particular situation. So what if the crab in a bucket mentality for that person is once I am up or I'm climbing up, you hold on to me so we can go up there together and we can achieve the top together.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on that type of perspective?
So, I mean, just thinking about what the definition that you said, if I'm thinking of a crab in a bucket, obviously the crab wants to get out of the bucket, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, um, the crab's gonna do what it has to do to get out the bucket, but you kind of translated it into as the crab's trying to get out the bucket. If he makes it to the top, if there's multiple crabs in there and they see that crab make it to the top, they're gonna want to go along with that crab. Now, sometimes they will, you said, they will see that crab make it to the top but want to drag him back down because that's not them up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or they might want to grab onto that crab to try to get out of the same bucket that they're trying to get into, which I'm relating the bucket to a situation.
Okay. So what would
Trying to get out the hole.
okay.
All right, whether
So
that's a,
what is the hole? What would we consider the hole
I
right
mean,
now?
man, that could be a financial hole. That
Mm-hmm.
could be um a self image hole. That could
Mm-hmm.
be a spiritual hole.
Mm-hmm.
That could be even uh a self identification hole. It's like you
Okay.
might not know yourself, but you see somebody doing what they got to do to
Mm-hmm.
find themselves, or they finding a purpose,
Yeah.
and you see the ball's kind of rolling for them, and now you're just like, well, you know what I'm saying? They figuring stuff out, so let me go ahead and
Yeah.
say try to do the same thing they doing, or let me just try to hop on they wagon to try to get some of the success that
Yeah.
they having.
And I think that this can apply for every racial group, every
Oh,
country,
for sure, for sure.
culture, or just this can happen in anybody's group. It kind of like I don't know why we keep always going back to this. I guess we're just naturally gravitating towards relationships. But you know, I look at like a situation where it's a group of friends who may be heartbroken and it's like the heartbreak group, and then somebody actually finds somebody and
Now
that
they trying to find somebody
you
just
know,
because they got
or
somebody.
either that or they just like, try to figure out any and every reason to why this is not a successful thing
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't have that. And how dare you, because you was just a part of us, but
Hmm.
here you are and trying to find something.
Now you got something that I don't.
Yeah, you got something that I don't.
Another person.
Absolutely. So that can essentially be it. Or, because I don't want to, like I
That's
said,
big right now, bro.
that's a huge thing right about now. And of course, I don't want to relate it to like just race because in certain cultures you could say like maybe people from the hood
Facts.
who are everybody's in the hood, but when you see that one person make up out of the hood, it's like,
Bro, you
damn,
changed, bro. But you don't
yeah,
show love to the boys no
like
more,
you ain't coming
bro.
around, or
You
you
different.
you change, you different, like these different type of terminologies that instead of like keep going. And then even and I'll apply this too because this doesn't necessarily just have to do with the hood because this happens in every neighborhood or
Yeah.
group. And like
Yeah.
I said, it applies to anybody, so I'm not targeting just a specific group of people. But it's like when you, and this like I said, we transitioning now. So
Hmm.
now that we kind of, because it's kind of hard to say the positives of a crab in a bucket mentality.
Yeah.
It's more so of when you look at that bucket, you see more so of a crab pulling them down. Even if the other crab it looks as if they're trying to get up and get out of the bucket with you. It's more so of them pulling you down than it is them grabbing on to get
So
out.
now I want to ask you when you talk about pulling down, um, if there's other crabs in the bucket with you, that could be what? Friends,
Yep.
family,
Family.
associates, co-workers,
Yep.
like
Anything.
yeah.
Any person that's associated with you, anybody that has any type of relationship with you, this can apply to them. Parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, there could be some parents that love their children and don't force college on their kids when they,
Yeah.
once they get out of high school, they, will come work or come do this. Some parents really wouldn't want they, or some parents, like you say, for instance, kid got a scholarship, got a full on scholarship, and it was not in that hometown or it wasn't nowhere near that time, and it was kind of out of state, and the parents kind of gave them a whole different perspective of,
Mm-hmm.
well, why you going so far, and you ain't gonna know nobody, and just pretty much holding that child back from full potential because of a particular feeling or a particular like, well, I don't, just having that
So you're
type of
saying like,
yeah.
there's a lot of people. Something that you brought up earlier. There's a lot of people who will belittle your
Oh
success
yeah.
to the top.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, and I can definitely relate to this. When I go back home, it's like, oh, you went to college, so you think you know it all.
Yeah.
Or yeah, now you got a career job and you get X amount of time off and you get paid more than most of us. But you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, what does that mean to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like having that kind of mentality. It's like I think is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you are a product of your environment, but that does not make you who you will ultimately become. I always think about it as perspective. Like, we're saying the bucket as a whole of
Yeah.
what, depending on your own individual situation.
Right.
But if you're seeing your perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say this quote, sometimes when we're in different situations or different problems,
Yeah.
we ask God to fix it.
Yeah.
But sometimes God's placement is not to fix our problems, but to give us a different perspective on viewing our problems.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, he's always placing us in a situation to where he knows what we need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
That's different for everybody. It's like everything that we go through is tailored directly for us. But for you to say I shouldn't be going through this, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a thing you shouldn't be saying, because first of all, nothing's gonna happen by accident, and two, the reason he's putting you through that is because he's wanting you to realize something that we need to work on as individuals,
Mm-hmm.
that we may not even realize.
Okay.
So what if sometimes, having that crab mentality, we're gonna have people in our lives that we may be associated with as friends, family. It may even be a significant other that may have that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? And now we have to kind of go through that situation and view that perspective of, why am I here? Why am I going through this?
Yeah. I mean, you hit it right on the head, bro. I was thinking of something just now of and I hate that we keep going back to relationship, but
Go ahead,
this
no, go ahead,
this
bro.
is what it
However it
is.
flows.
So I had someone that I was talking to as far as a mentee, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a young man. He was talking about his relationship and him being originally from Louisiana,
Okay.
and him moving out to Houston because of his girlfriend and moving in an apartment and all of
He
those
moved out
different type
here
of
because
things.
of his girl.
Yeah, he moved out of here because his girlfriend, they got an
Okay.
apartment together, and
Shacked up.
she pretty much moved out of her parents' house, shacked up.
Okay.
She got successful parents. They married, they
Mm-hmm.
college educated, and all of those things. But
Okay.
you know, this young man was into music.
Mm-hmm.
This young man was at one of the big name schools in Louisiana, and he left all of that behind to be with her. And guess what she did? She left college as well to pretty much do all of this stuff.
Okay.
And then it became a situation of I sacrificed all of my life and I'm giving you I'm pouring in all of these different type of things,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not meeting me halfway with this. And on top of that, because I want to take it a different
Yeah.
direction,
Go ahead. Go
on
ahead.
top of that, like the fact that I had the potential to do each and every single thing, and you didn't add to that, or you weren't trying to get there with me, but more so I literally, anytime someone can put you in a perspective of you're reaching the heights that you want to see for yourself,
Uh-huh.
but this person
It's not like
is
helping you get there
it's
or not
not
allowing
helping
you.
you or elevating you
Uh-huh.
or allowing you to, but more so by you being attached or associated with a particular person or group
Uh-huh.
has brought you
Down.
back down. It doesn't elevate or change you or challenge
Or
you.
better you.
So
Okay.
it doesn't better you. So this can be a crab mentality
Oh
of
yeah.
holding. So even friend groups, even being in job related, when you are around
Yeah.
your coworkers and
Yeah.
you the one that got that promotion, but you used to be a part of the fray. They used to be like, oh, this job, man, oh,
This
this
job
this and
whack,
that,
bro.
this and
Yeah.
that, but you.
We gonna stick together.
But something, yeah, and we gonna stick together. We like we knew each other before this. We gonna stick together. But it's like,
Oh, you manager now, bro. You don't know us. You
you know what
forgot
I'm
about
saying?
us.
All of those things. It's like this is the crab mentality. Like I see you.
So let me go ahead and hit on that first topic you brought up in relationships with significant others. And so,
Okay.
if you don't mind me being transparent, there was a relationship I was in
Okay.
previously
Mhm.
that I went through that. The person I was with, I actually went through that similar situation that you spoke of.
Okay.
I graduated college.
Mhm.
I had moved out to this young lady's city. Like this is where she stayed,
Yeah.
and she wasn't in school. She, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
she didn't. She just had she had a regular job, and just the simple thing. I was in my career field. I was doing my thing, and I can honestly say with what you just said,
Mhm.
I went through because she belittled the things that I worked hard to get for.
Right.
Um, she talked about my degree, and I was really helping her. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back to school, finish school,
Mhm.
and it was like, hey, don't push me because I'm not at the pace that you are. Like I don't care that you got a degree. Like, and I'm just like I'm not trying to push you or nothing, but I definitely want to elevate you to my level. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know what that is? That's there's two things. Well, there probably is several factors in that. Excuse me. But there may be insecurity
Uh-huh.
and fear. There may be a fear
Mm.
of or self doubt in a sense of, yeah, like, dang, you done got this degree and I haven't experienced college, or, I really want to experience that, but I don't know if I have the ability to do those things. On top of that, just the insecurity of, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And we around the same age range, and you already obtained this,
Right.
and here I am, and so you think you better than me, and it's always that.
And that's essentially what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of times when I would, I had, she had enrolled back into school,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually after work, I'm coming back home and helping her do her work. And whenever she started giving up, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying, you gotta finish. It's gonna be okay. And so that's when those conversations, like you said, would start.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like slow down. Like I don't care that you got a degree. Like so I'm going at my own pace. I'm like, hey, I just want to help you get there. Like
Yeah.
the fact that I finished, I feel like I can help you get there. And so it was battling with that, and then the other thing was again my accomplishments. It wasn't just with school; it was
Mm-hmm.
outside of that. And
Mm-hmm.
so, even with the fact that being Greek,
Yeah.
she kind of was changing my perspective on that. She was like, um, that doesn't really mean anything in the real world. Like none of that matters. Like nobody cares that what I'm saying, you crossed alpha and you have these so-called networks and connections. And then so as I continuously kept hearing those things, it was like, is she telling the truth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I started like second guessing everything. I'm like, well, dang, like the things that I do, was it really worth it?
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of a battle within myself. It's like, okay, this is my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be serious with her,
Mm-hmm.
trying to elevate to other things. And like she's telling me this. And so I definitely want to be respectful of her thoughts and feelings.
Right.
But it was just something just pulling me back. I'm like, bro, like you worked hard to get this stuff. And this is your significant other. You don't want to be oblivious to anything that she's saying,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? You also want to be appreciative of what you've done to
Yeah.
get where you at. So I definitely would say that your significant other can also have a crab mentality to where it can drag you down
Mm-hmm.
to where they are if you allow it to. You
Yeah.
have to have a balance within the relationship
And I
with
could
that.
and I could tie that back into like back to the whole parent situation. Not so much of just the parent. Like say for instance, you going off to school and all of those things, but say for instance, you've already been through school and you already obtained that degree, and you are back in at home, and these people are relying on you now, or these people are leaning on you now, and it's like, yeah,
You like on the spotlight.
yeah, like you have your own spotlight, and you the person that done reached the top, and everybody else wants
A piece
something,
of that
a piece of that,
success.
but nobody put in the work for that, and so in more so of when you don't want to do that for them, or when you were like, man, I got my own stuff, there's more people that will start be like, well, and I did all of this for you, but so now you telling me that you too good to do this, and it's
Yeah.
just like that's a super crab mentality of,
So now you're talking about
wow,
crab mentality amongst family.
and being burdened, like, yes, yeah,
Oh,
fam,
burdens.
like
Yeah.
that being a huge burden of,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, like, dang, like you can't maneuver, or you can't, enjoy your success because
You
of
feel like you owe them something.
you either you yourself feel like you owe them something, or they will make you feel like you owe them something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so, like, it's so unfair to that person, but it's real. It happens every single day when families can really be the chart. Like, I know people that
Yeah.
live in the same apartments with a family, and they got to take care of everything, and it's like, dang, bro, you not gonna do this for me, bro? What you mean? I'm trying to do something for myself, bro. I can't believe how you operating right now. Like, bro, you a real, like, that's how you gonna do me? Like, we family, we stick together, and it's like, yeah, you do support your family, yes, you do help your family, but they gotta help themselves. And so this could be that bucket right here. Our family tree or our household is a bucket, and now that I have made it out and made an opportunity for myself, you didn't grab my leg to go atop, but you more so of, you saw me get out, and or you saw me reach that top, and like, you grab me now to say, hold on, I almost thought
Right.
you left this. And it's like, nah, I need you right
So
back
how did you
here.
deal with that? How did you deal with the crab mentality amongst family?
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, did you have you
How
well,
I
have you dealt with
is
it,
it
or is
is
it
it me
something you're
is it
still
me
dealing with?
personally, or
Yeah,
are you talking
or you
about?
could go general
Oh, I
or
mean,
yourself personally, whichever
so
one.
for me personally, I don't necessarily deal necessarily with that type of situation. There are, I don't have family members that really like guilt trip me to wanting to help them and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But I know I play a huge role in my family. So this is not necessarily my story, but I do play a huge role in my family to where I don't necessarily have a responsibility, but I have a responsibility.
No, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta
because,
set that for yourself.
yeah, I set a standard. Yeah, I did that for myself
Okay.
because I'm very family oriented. So I make it my duty to be, if I'm able to,
Mm-hmm.
I will be a blessing and an opportunity, because I could do it to a total stranger, but I got people in my family really hurting. And if I have the capabilities or the means to, and it makes sense, and I don't do it, then what does that say about me? So
I got you.
it's in some people can take that different. Like, you don't owe nobody nothing,
Yeah.
and you right. You necessarily don't have to owe nobody
So it's just something
anything,
that you want to
but
do
it's
for
just
them.
out of pure genuineness and just out of just the character of who I
Who you
am
are.
and all of those things, I will help. But if I feel like you are is gimme, 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 or I'm taking, then that's going to be cut off because I feel like you taking advantage at this point and you will be in hell of a burden. And I don't necessarily need that. And I have the courage or I have the capacity to just say no or hell no. Like, this is not going to happen. And so with that being said, it's all about perception. It's all about how we deal with that type of thing.
So how you said something? So
Yeah.
how important is it saying no? Like, can
Oh,
that change stuff?
it will change a lot of things. When you say no to friends, significant others, family members, co-workers, supervisors, employees,
Like help me
what
understand that. What is no? What can no do for you, and what can no do for your environment?
no can set you free and give you mental peace and sanity. Because when you
Hmm.
get into a rhythm of saying no to people who won't do for themselves, then one, you're showing it's not necessarily showing us tough love. I mean, you could say it's tough love, but it's not necessarily showing them tough love. It's saying, look, I went and got it. Nobody gave me a handout, and I had an opportunity. I took it. I took advantage of it. I learned from it. I fell down. I got back up. And now I am where I am. You have the same capabilities. You are intelligent just like I am. You have that and you have it in you. But you don't want to do that for yourself.
Okay.
But you want to ride onto my coattail to get there. And it's like, that's
So get to the
non-existent.
top by what you
So,
did, not what they want to do.
absolutely. So when I say no, it's not necessarily it's fulfilling because it's like, yes, finally I don't owe nobody nothing on and on
Okay.
finally I'm standing up for myself. But two, it's saying I'm saying no because I do love you and I do want to help you. So by me saying no, hopefully that lights a fire under you to say, damn, and I'm just using me as an example. Damn, Cam is not helping me no more, and so I got to get it for myself. And the thing is, most people, like, I look at it in this sense. Some people in families, I know a lot of families is like this. A lot of families don't want to help somebody that is down bad if they don't see effort coming from that person. That is common in families. So
Hmm.
if you were
Say that
down,
again. Say that
a
again.
lot of families
Uh-huh.
don't want to help you when you're down bad if you're not putting effort into helping yourself.
Okay.
A lot of
Okay.
times that happens where someone who is struggling, someone who ain't got no money, somebody who going to pillow to post, somebody who can't keep a job, somebody who, got a record.
So
So
you're saying that certain people
mhm.
are willing to help if they see you're doing for yourself
Yeah.
compared to if you're not doing for yourself?
Yeah, and then you just expected me to help you because you can't make a way or you don't want to make that way. There are so many people. I worked in mental health to where my job was to help you mentally figure out stability and coping techniques.
Okay.
But I had people within my job or my clients, they would not necessarily want to be better,
Mm-hmm.
but all they want is where my medication. Do you have any housing
A
resources?
temporary fix.
And yeah, do you have any money that I can get from the government or from Social Security? And it's like, do you have this? Do you have this? Gimme, gimme, gimme. And they're playing a system very much leaning on a system to take care of them versus something that they can do for themselves. And then they get pissed because it takes forever for them to get approved by the state or get approved by the county when they could have easily done this for themselves within this amount of time that they sitting and waiting. It's almost essentially to the biblical term, faith without works is dead. It's like, yes, we understand that's a beautiful thing, and we know that. And I said this kind of in a post on Facebook. I was like, people expect prayer, to get us through everything or to obliterate our problems.
Right.
But prayer is just a tool, a powerful tool that is in the battle, but the war is won in the fight. So what that mean? What that? What I'm saying
That's good.
is. What I'm saying is, yes, you use power, you use prayer because it's powerful, but you can't just pray and just sit there and be like, all right, let it fall from the sky. Maybe in biblical days, maybe in some magic ways. I don't know. Something probably happened.
Do your
But
part, and God will do
you know what I'm
His.
saying? That's what you got to do. It's like, and I put that way because in the Bible we know that slothfulness is a sin. So if you are actually not putting in work or putting in effort, but you're praying to a God and you being lazy as hell and you really expecting blessings on top of blessings, but you not putting in the work or effort or even changing, you always telling people that this is just the way that I am, or this is what I'm accustomed to. Hey, I didn't have these type of opportunities. I didn't have that type of opportunities.
Reactive versus proactive mindset.
Yes, essentially, that's what it is. Reactive versus proactive. So people are not, and you can go a little bit on that. But
Yeah.
while you pulling that up, let's talk about that. Like this is what a crab in a bucket mentality is. It's more so of you sitting around, but y'all all in the bucket, just chaos, just total chaos on top of each other, somebody on top of somebody head, somebody grabbing somebody's leg, but then somebody actually finally get to the top and boom.
So I want to ask you something. Well, I want to tell you something that my dad always told me. And for those of you who don't know, I built a relationship with my dad when I was 19, 20 years old. And it was a gap from between 7 years old to 19. So when I actually got close with my dad, he told me something that just kind of made me view things differently. He said, you can help somebody so much that you're actually hurting them.
Say that again, man.
He said you can help somebody so much that you're actually hurting them. So like hearing that, what does that tell you? Like what do you get from that?
Yeah, you're right. I get you crippling them because it's almost essentially like a baby, right?
Oh, okay.
It's almost essentially like a baby. So you know that babies are very cute, cuddly, but they're very adventurous. They're very curious. They're very spontaneous in just their action, and just they do a lot of parallel and constructive type of
Baby
playing
stuff.
and baby stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So with that being said, you see a baby on a couch or a baby, and say this is like a toddler or something of that nature,
Okay.
and that baby is about to, fall, but they got one leg. They got one leg almost touching the ground, but they got one leg on top of the couch. But you assume that because you never have seen them do it before, that they're going to fall.
Okay.
And you know
So
what I'm saying?
basically, like saving them every time.
But every single time, like, no,
go
no, no,
through
no, no,
something.
no, 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 no. Wait. Hold on. You gonna hit your head? Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Whoa. And it's like, let them experience that. Let them feel something. Then be there to guide them. It's like let it happen in order to. And if you're like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, all right, I tried. Like if you being a parent,
Right.
I try. Let your child do whatever it is, and you give them advice. You love them, and let them go. Send them on the way. Train the child up in the way that they should go, and send them on their way. They're going to make a mistake, and your job is not to tell them I told you so. It's saying, okay, well, let's reevaluate and see what we did differently. This is what you did wrong. This is what you did right. Send you back out there.
So something that you brought up, bro, made me think of the analogy that we use. So the bucket being a situation that you're getting out of
Right.
or working towards, because you're getting out of it, right?
Right.
So, when you were mentioning earlier that a crab is trying to get out of the bucket to get to the top, but if there's other crabs there, which we can use people, if there's other people in the bucket with you,
right,
and they're trying to get out, do you think it's very important for them to kind of understand what it's like to climb up to the top to be able to get out, compared to just being saved and be like, you know what, I'm gonna just show you the shortcut on getting out?
I put it like this, cause I forgot who was telling me, like it was I don't even know about if somebody telling me this or I might have watched it or somewhere, but it was more so successful parents, like millionaire parents, and they were, talking about how they're not going to help their child. They want their child to experience uh some pretty much struggle, and I'm not gonna hand you out just because you're my child. Like, I went and got this on my own, and you're gonna have to do this for my own. So in a sense, it's like, okay, understood, but you did all of that to give that child an opportunity to have a life that you never had. So why repeat that cycle and do all of that when you have resources? Yes, give them the resources, hand them, and not necessarily hand whatever you got to them. Let them work for it, of course, but you can provide them and set them up in a way. If they choose to go a different route, then that's on them. But yes, you can show them something in order for them to get there. So essentially, if I'm in a bucket and you assume, or what's the whole thing you was talking about? Just
So basically, the people who actually work towards getting out of the bucket,
yeah,
using their own efforts and energy,
yeah,
compared to people who don't want to put the work in to get out and rather just take a shortcut and, hey, give me a hand, help me get out of here.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not understanding that what it takes to actually get out of a situation and just wanting that instant success or instant gratification.
Okay, and in that case, yes, you want to you don't want to necessarily show them instant gratification and all of those. That's why I was saying, as a successful parent, you can give them blueprints or give them some type of resource or educate them growing up, train the child in the way that they should go. And that is your way of helping them. But once they get to a point of adulthood and you have given them all the game and resources and they don't do nothing with it, then at this point I can't do nothing. I can't help you.
Okay.
I can't help you,
So
because it's like, yeah, teach them, show them something, because most times a lot of people are still in a bucket because they're ignorant. Not because they're stupid, but they're ignorant. They don't know nothing else other than this life. And I'm in this bucket and I feel like this is my purpose of I'm just in this bucket. I'm gonna always be in this bucket. This is my bucket. This bucket is my home. I don't know nothing else but this bucket. If I leave this bucket, all these other crabs gonna feel like I'm disloyal. That's that mentality to where I'm a crab and I don't even want to climb out this bucket because of that.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother mentality. That's a double entendre crab mentality.
Earlier you talked about like how you can have a crab mentality amongst our family, a crab mentality amongst our friends, and a crab mentality amongst our significant others.
Right.
Now, you also mentioned that it's really how the mindset of where they're at can actually alter the kind of relationship they have with you. So one thing I did want to share with you, just to see what your thoughts was on, is having a reactive language and a proactive language with that. And I'm gonna read some reactive languages that deal with those kind of mentalities, and kind of want to hear some feedback.
Let's learn something, then, bro. Let's learn.
Reactive language within yourself sounds like this: "There's nothing I can do.
Okay.
That's just the way I am. He makes me so mad. They won't allow that. I have to do that. I can't. I must. If only." That's reactive language. Now,
give me something else.
Proactive language.
Say less.
Let's look at our alternatives. I can choose a different approach. I control my own feelings.
Say that.
I can create an effective presentation. I would choose an appropriate response. I choose. I prefer. I will. So do you think that really just trying to change how we react to things can change the kind of crab mentality that people have, or get them out of that completely?
Of how we react.
Yeah. So, reaction.
No. But what is it again? It's the So
having a reactive language and a proactive language.
Because there's so many people that have that reactive. I can't do this, or I'm held back because of this, or I want to do this, but because I got X, Y, and Z, I can't do that. You hear that so much, and that proactive of, I'm gonna take a different approach on this. I can think a little differently. I control my own destiny. This is something that I could do, and I can do, and I will do. We have to incorporate that And yes, I agree. I agree. That's that. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that one person within the group can really alter how everybody else sees themselves or sees their situations? If you're the one that's being a proactive thinker and your language is proactive,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that you can change those reactive people with amongst your group?
I put it like this, bro, and I said this a few times on this podcast and just in general with talking to mentees and clients and just friends.
I'm listening.
There's two things that you can do for a particular group or for people around you. Either you can be the influencer or you can get influenced.
Hmm.
So if you are getting influenced, then whatever people are doing around you, you are conforming to. But if you're the influencer, then whatever you doing, people are around you are conforming to you or you know what I'm saying, they're adopting you, maybe your way of thinking. So think about people like that was in like Nipsey's crowd or Jay-Z's crowd or Diddy's crowd. Like, bro, you gave me a whole different perspective on life. I was just about to go buy that car, but you told me to buy some property. You know what I'm saying? So like car, property, new car, property. Say less. So you know what I'm saying? It's all about all of those things.
Yeah.
Or even let's get into something dark, like not even dark, but you know what I'm saying? Like say for instance, me being a married man.
Okay.
All right. I got this ring on. I have a union and a covenant under God with my wife. This right here has solidified that I'm in here for the long time and not just a good time.
Right.
So me hanging out with my single friends. I got LBs, we with the ice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got your boys,
you got family,
you know what I'm saying? You got family, cousins, uncles, whatever. It don't
co-workers.
Anybody, co-workers. I have a decision because this right here cannot make me faithful. This right here will not force me to be faithful. This right here is not saying, yeah, just because it's a covenant under God. So it's all about discipline and it's all about influence. And if I hanged out with those people and I'm in those crowds, man, come on, bro. Hey, ain't nobody gonna tell your wife, bro. Like, I gotta separate myself from the fray because it's like, okay, either you know what I'm saying, because you not helping me.
Right.
Even though I'm not easily influenced, you're not helping in this situation.
Yeah.
So either two things.
Either you want to stay a certain way.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
I want to because I want to break a cycle. I'm trying to break a generational curse. I'm trying to say, we've been lied to our whole lives about this is what is normal or this is what men do. But hell no. We should not be thinking this way.
Normalizing things that shouldn't be normalized.
Normalizing being a hoe. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Lamest term, sorry for my followers.
Or
like,
cheating.
oh my God. Yeah.
Or having multiple women.
Any of that. That being normalized. And guess what? I had that mentality.
People normalize being wholesome now. Like, if you're a good guy and you're just not having multiple women, that's normalizing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to get to. Either I can let them influence me by me going along with and be like, yeah, you know what? That's between us. That's the insider. Oh, you got a girl, I got a girl, but we both, you know what I'm saying? When we do our boy thing, say less, bro. Like, nah, that's a little boy mentality. That is being influenced by the wrong thing. But if I am in a crowd and I'm saying, hey, bro, we have to do better, or you don't have to live that way, then I'm influencing you. If you like, hey, bro, let's go out and let's do this. Nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? I rock with you, but I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta love you from a distance, or you can get on what I'm on. And that is understanding the context of marriage, understanding that this is a beautiful thing to be monogamous instead of polygamous. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's just one example. So say less.
I want to hit on this too.
Yeah.
So this is a book that I'm reading, and if you're curious of where I'm getting this information from, it's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And so
read it.
Man, it's a really great book, y'all, and I highly recommend it for anybody that's if you're trying to figure out stuff within marriage, your job, within family, how to be a better you, how to be a better leader. Like that stuff literally like hits every single point mentally on what you need to understand and how to be a better person.
Let us learn something, bro.
So within the book, it talks about, again, we're kind of going back to proactive and reactive. Now,
take us to school.
It talks about proactive focus, and what that means is positive energy enlarges the circle of influence. What do I mean by that? So it says proactive people focus their efforts in the circle of influence. They work on the things that they can do something about. The nature of their energy is positive, enlarging and magnifying, causing their circle of influence to increase. So again, the main focus on that is that they work on the things they can do something about.
Right.
Now, again, that enlarges the circle of influence. Right? Now, let's go to reactive focus.
Okay.
Remember
Let's
reactive
learn
focus.
something. Take them to school, bro.
So reactive focus is negative energy reduces the circle of influence, meaning you have less ability to influence. Now, what they mean by that is as long as we are working in our circle of concern, we empower the things within it to control us. We aren't taking the problem, we aren't taking the proactive initiative necessary to affect positive change.
Wow.
The key thing, we aren't taking the proactive initiative necessary to affect positive change.
Wow. Wow, bro.
So when you talk about the decision making, you literally talked about the decision making, the kind of influence that we can have based off of how not only the kind of things that we are used to saying but used to doing.
Right.
We have to normalize that. Now, as I feel like as we become more proactive with our language, I feel like that can really influence the people around us. We can even talk about us, bro.
Yep.
Like our circle, like our boys. You know what I'm saying? There's 7 of us.
Say that. Say
Like,
that. Yep.
Can you? And I know, you know, so this is a true story for everybody listening. Like, you know, when we were early in college, like we was just wilding. Like that was us. We were just wilding. Like
this is true.
One person would talk about, you know, doing something, you know what I'm saying, crazy, and be like, oh, bro, that sounds cool. Bro, you should do it. And so now we kind of like, you know what I'm saying, high-fiving each other for doing that same thing. Hey, bro, hey, let's jump on the wagon. Like, we in this group for a reason. Let's do it. But then as we started going through our college years, we started exposing ourselves to different people in different situations, and we started grasping, we weren't shying away from wisdom. We were actually accepting it.
We accepted
that
it.
completely changed our mindset with everything.
Yep.
And so literally, one person
Yep.
literally started affecting all of us, one by one. Before you knew it, we were all thinking the same.
Yep.
We said this in our Why Men Don't Commit podcast, but if you want to get to know who a man or woman is, just look at their friends.
Yep. Say that.
Just look at their friends, man.
Say that.
Proactive energy.
And I can say that, you know, and we grew as men in that particular situation.
Absolutely.
And that's a whole nother podcast, because we need to talk about that whole friendship thing, because that's real. And I look at my wife and her friends, like her group of friends. They're married, they have their families, they are starting something, they either working
that circle of influence.
They all, her and her friends getting either working on their masters, they got their masters. It's like
they're influencing each other to do that.
Influencing each other.
And now
okay,
you seeing
girl,
that, like,
you.
Okay, you know, they doing this cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta get on my ish.
Same thing. I like because we're young, bro, and so with people, one of the biggest things that I thought was a blessing that God had put in our lives is that me and Christina, we are a young married couple, but not only that, we are homeowners. And that has influenced our group of friends.
Congrats on that.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We coming up on a year at this crib. You know what I'm saying? We doing a podcast out of the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful home.
We used to rent stuff, you know what I'm saying, on the south side of Houston, but now
that was a drive.
You know what I'm saying? But now we here. And so I look at that influence of now instead of people, kids, not even kids, adults, young adults that's fresh out of college are now starting to gravitate not to go towards buying or getting into an apartment, but now have the mentality of, wait a minute, I could be fresh out of college and own a home.
And now you being in the situation you're at
Yeah.
now, you're able to give people like, me who is not a homeowner insight on what it's like, what's the
What
process like,
the
what you have
ins
to
and
look
out,
for.
how to sell a crib,
Yeah.
all of that. I have been blessed with that to bless my friends, and that is called influence.
Now, do you think that if the people in our circle, which the crew,
Mm-hmm.
like, do you think if we wouldn't have shifted our mentality amongst this, our college days leading up to
Yeah.
graduation, do you think we would still be as close as we was, or do you think we would still be communicating if there wasn't no change amongst us and only you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so there's two things that could happen within that. Either you could look at me like, dang, Cam did that. Let's, you know what I'm saying? I applied that. Let me get on my stuff and let me do my way of doing it. Not necessarily following his blueprint, but, you know what I'm saying? Creating a platform for myself. Or you can be stuck on that, like, bro,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was literally, bro, one decision changed my life. And I said this to my mentor yesterday. I said, bro, had I not gotten married, could we imagine that shift? Within the content, through this pandemic, through social injustice, through losing all of these influential black people, in the same year, I have gotten married. We have started this nonprofit, Say No More. I have started my life coaching company. I am coaching people, and I would have, and then one decision of marrying my wife took a turn to where I own a house. The very first house I've lived in, I own it, or I bought that house. The very first bed with a bed frame, boom, came from this particular situation. One decision influenced that. That helps and inspires all of my homies. And most of my homies that are business oriented have joined Say No More. And we are pushing this forward as a team and collective unit. We're friends outside of business, but in business, we about our business. And that has, helped grow
Absolutely.
men, you know what I'm saying? And we have became a circle of friends, you know what I'm saying? Family in the sense based on influence and decisions.
Absolutely.
So all of those things, bro. And man, I don't even know if this is considered crab mentality, but it's you know what I'm saying, like the whole, but we got on that because of that. So I want to make sure we sticking on
No,
context
for sure.
and that we staying inside the topic.
Because
So
crab mentality, again, like you said earlier, bro, crab mentality is not just amongst a significant other. That's amongst family and friends too. And we experience it in very different ways and manners due to the fact of how people. You talked about envying and.
jealousy.
Yeah, envy and jealousy.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about, just people, because you have people that, be like, bro, congratulations, bro, I'm proud of you. Good
don't
stuff.
really mean it.
Good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, keep doing your thing, bro. I see you. But it feels genuine. But then some of them be like, bro, it don't really feel genuine. And then you know that.
But some people know the difference, though.
You know what I'm
some people
saying?
definitely know the difference between a genuine, like,
yeah,
thank
you
you
can
and
use
then,
discernment
envious one.
in that, and so you could see that some people are jealous or envious of you. There's people, and I go back into like the whole idea of social media. We got 500 followers on Instagram. That does not reflect our success, and that's not to be cocky. That is genuinely a real life statement. That don't talk. 500 followers do not is not equivalent to our bank account or what we got going on, or even the side things that people don't see behind closed doors or behind this stuff. Like, we really putting in work. We really moving this thing, and God is really moving us. But because of social media, you see something totally different, and either you see success or you see a complacency, and so people start to hate on that. Bro, you would have people that see your post or see what you got going and will not like it or share it or see it, and it's like you won't see support. You won't receive support, and it's not even from friends, from people, just anywhere, because they don't want to see you doing better than them. And there's a lot of college students or a lot of college graduates who have came from the same alma mater or came from different backgrounds, and they
Yeah.
still have that mentality of, how, bro,
Let me get to the top first
you know
before
what
I
I'm
start
saying?
helping you out.
Cause I gotta stun on you, or I gotta show you first. I gotta flex, and you know what I'm saying. And then on top of that, there's some people that had that mentality of, let me keep up, and they really living above they mean. Man, we can go on a whole nother topic, but crab mentality of being jealous and saying, if I can't have it, you can't have it, and
Or being secretly envious.
yep.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
going behind your back, you know what I'm saying?
What they be
Doing
saying, praying on your downfall.
praying on your downfall, because they love you when you at the same in the same level as them, or they love you when y'all are in the same boat. But if you reach a certain status before they do, if they ever will,
Some people be player hate, man.
man, they be plotting and scheming, and you got to be mindful because people move like that. You have to even look at, because we you know what I'm saying, we the minority, we to so many people. So with that being said, we listen to a lot of hip hop music, bro. Look at how Nip went out.
Yeah.
Look at how somebody like a Tupac or a Biggie went out. Look at how Pop Smoke went out. Look at how XX, the dude from Florida, went out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All of these different rappers dying off of what? Off of, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm taking, and I'm in your city, and I'm going, and I got to take your chain, or we flossing, and it's like
Some people willing to die over their hood.
and it's like people are
block.
jealous. And Boosie said it on the the DJ Vlad interview. He was like, bro, you get the most hate in your city, or in this case in your bucket. As a crab that has made it to the top, you get more hate out of your bucket than anywhere else, because people in your bucket are still
trying to get where you at.
They trying to get where you at, or they rocking with you, they supporting you, all of this type of things. But then there's some people that hear all of that, see all of that, and they want what you got, but they don't want you to have it, and they gonna take it from you, or they gonna want to take it from you. So they plotting and scheming, and you gotta cut that grass, because if you keep that grass so high, you know what I'm saying, you don't see the snake is slithering and getting to where you are. And so in this context of the bucket, you ain't seeing that other crap. You at the top, and you like, hey,
he was willing to work for it, but you don't want to.
You know what I'm saying? You clamping down to grab his little claw, whatever you want to call the crabs. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh yeah, okay, you my boy. Nah,
and what you just said made me think of something.
Yeah.
Give a man a fish and you can feed him for a day.
Yeah.
Teach a man a fish.
What?
You can feed him for a lifetime.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like
that goes back to, you know what I'm saying, either showing them or letting them figure it. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't easy, man. There's a lot of people that really do work hard for what they do. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing that came to mind was like nurses. I really commend anybody who's in the nursing field, simply due to the fact of everything that they have to do. You know what I'm saying? The studying, the test, and even after they graduate, they have to take an exam.
Yeah.
To become a nurse. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, can you imagine?
Even after graduating, going through nursing school,
you still have to take a test after you graduate. And can you imagine somebody going to nursing school and being like, oh, girl, you ain't got to do none of them classes. Just come over here now. You know what I'm saying? You can just do the test and get out.
And yep, I can only imagine that, bro. It's like that even in my field. Like, say for instance, I put a prime example. Me being a public speaker, and I'm cool with Levanson. You know what I'm saying? The love doctor, as he put it. You know what I'm saying? My boy, he be,
Levanson,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do the wake ups every morning. And say for instance, he has came to me for a particular, some advice, or I know some resources, or I know we may not have the same audience, and we both do the same thing. We're both public speakers,
right?
And if I have resources that can help him, and I don't provide him with that because I want that for myself, then bro, I am being selfish, and I am being a crab in the bucket to pull him down. If I don't encourage him, bro, keep going. We may have two different audiences, or you may have a fan base, bro. I don't care. If you bigger than me, then do that thing. And it's my responsibility as what and I say responsibility because that's how I look at it. I look at it as being a genuine person. If I have resources and I see you really trying and really putting forth the effort, bro, I'm not going to be envious or jealous or even hateful or spiteful to even hold my resources back so you don't grow. Man, whatever I know, I'm gonna teach you so we can learn together. My boy DP, he's a real estate agent and he going through the whole real estate thing and he like, look, I'm gonna put you on game. He like, I'm not just telling you this so you can pray for me. No, I'm telling you this so you can learn these things and that you can know with me because me knowing all of this information and you not knowing doesn't do anything for our communities or to help us. Yeah.
So when you was talking about like when Levanson reaches out to you for help,
Yeah.
I thought of this.
Or not even just help, just me showing, you know what I'm saying, the fact that we are in the same, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, go ahead, I'm listening.
So this is Exodus 22 NIV. It says, "If you lend money to one of my people among
Exodus full.
Exodus." I said Exodus.
Say Exodus. It's okay. Say less. We know what you meant.
Exodus.
We know what you meant.
Sorry if I did.
Yeah,
But
you know what I'm saying.
it says, "If you lend money to one of my
reformed.
people among you who is needy, do not treat it like a business deal. Charge with no interest. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge, return it by sunset, because that cloak is the only covering your neighbor has. What else can they sleep in? When they cry out to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate."
Wow.
So it's like you're not being like, "Hey, bro, you need my help. It's gonna cost you."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, for what, bro? Like, I worked to get the resources that I had. Why should I just give it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're essentially building a path that he can go on his own. And so when somebody else comes behind him, it's like, "Hey, bro, just like I was shown, I can show you as well."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now we're talking about that crab in a bucket mentality. It's like now as everybody's coming out that bucket that they're stuck in or trying to crawl out of, they're creating paths for themselves. And then if there's another crab in that same bucket that they're in, like, "Hey, man, I can show you how to get out just how I was showed."
Yep. You're right.
That's all
Man, I love it. But man, we gon' wrap it up because we can go all day on this, and this is like really a two-parter. But I mean, we can wrap it up right now with it. Ro, what you want to tell the people? What you want people to know?
Hey, man, you everything that you do in your life is a decision. You know what I'm saying? With a significant other, with friends, and with family. The decisions you make within those people, within those environments, can alter your life for the good or the worst. So if there's a decision that you have to make to alter your life for the better, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't surround yourself around people with crab mentalities, man, because it can drag you down too. It'll weigh more than what you can handle. You don't want that. God will never place more on us than we can handle. So don't do that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Make a good decision with everything that you surround yourself with. And just, you know what I'm saying, stay positive, man. That positive thinking.
Yep. Hey, I think you put it perfectly. My biggest takeaway from this is support your people, support your friends, love one another, share wisdom, educate them. You know what I'm saying? If you reading a book, put them on that book if they are readers, and advocate for reading, advocate for mental health, advocate for healthy lifestyle changes, and give them different things. Be a source, be a resource. We're all called here to help somebody or help a group of people. You know what I'm saying? So let's do our part while we're on this earth because we have true meaning and purpose. So if you're in that bucket, climb to the top. You can
get
bring
the resources you
know what I'm
need.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
So you can help the next person.
All of that. So with that being said, we love y'all. Tune into the Say No More.
Say no more, say less, man.
You know what I'm saying? Tune into all of that. You know, from Say No More the brand on Instagram to Say Less Coach on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can email us at say no more the brand at Gmail, or if you want to get some coaching, you can email me at saylesslc at Gmail. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got it rocking. We love y'all. We thank y'all.